File number 21132185. Classification class secret. File name The War on Dissidents. Major order. The Dissidents crisis is far more severe than initially believed. The expanded Center of Citizen Surveillance and Safety has found dissident activity on every Super Earth planet, save for Super Earth itself. The indicators are clear: extended breaks, prolonged eye contact with authority figures, use of slang, avoiding eye contact with authority figures. These acts of disloyalty endanger all citizens. As tragically proved by recent attacks, the government has declared a new war, the War on Dissidents. All domestic territories are officially designated as war zones. Curfews are in place. Military surveillance satellites have been turned inward to scan for dissident threats. SEAF units have been deployed in force to cities across the Federation to maintain order as the dissidents are hunted down. Our enemies will attempt to exploit this vulnerability. The Helldivers must hold the line. Additionally, dissident holding facilities are near capacity. High Command has ordered the construction of a massive megacity-sized center of containment of dissidents on Afoya Bay. The Helldivers are ordered to liberate Afoya Bay. Subfile Strategic Opportunities. Addendum 2813-2185. Illuminate. With the newest major order passed down to the wider Helldiver Corps, we will need to liberate Afoya Bay to create our new center of containment of dissidents. The Illuminate in recent times have taken advantage of lower levels of active Helldiver deployments in the southern quadrant of the galaxy. As well, with our thinning numbers of SEAF, the Illuminate have been able to capture wide swaths of our galaxy uncontested. This will have to change, but this switch in momentum will take time. Our first step must be effective and an undeniable victory. Battalion analysts have discovered the most effective route to be a path from the recently lost New Stockholm and Ain 5 in the Hanzo sector, giving Super Earth a staging ground and an attack vector onto the enemy stronghold of Afoya Bay, as well as, with the absence of any major metropolitan sprawls on these planets, liberation and eradication of the autocratic garrison should be easier. Currently, the majority of our assets on the Illuminate front have mustered an invasionary force on New Stockholm. However, further assistance will be required if we plan to make any ground at a pace that is conducive with a major victory. The Illuminate have taken more ground than any of our enemies recently. We cannot afford to overlook that lack of resistance they have faced will not result in more and more reckless and aggressive actions to cast their shadow of tyranny over the free galaxy. Addendum 2813-2185. Automatons. With the fall of the recently reacquired Menkent line, we are once again open to unchallenged invasion by the wider automaton forces. While the defense of Bekfem 3 held and the momentous efforts of Helldivers on Voxeljoth allowed us to hold the world and keep at least one of the buffer worlds to protect Clourel from the Steeled Menace, we lost 3 worlds. We do have the opportunity, however, to liberate 5 and 2 whole sectors from the automatons. In the inner rim sectors of Sagan and Nanos lie Borea and Dumatir, respectively. These automaton strongholds have been cut off from being resupplied by the wider automaton socialist empire. Not only would we protect our fortress world of Myria, but we would also afford SEAF the logistics to place the planet of Dumatir under a siege, not necessitating the presence of Helldivers for its liberation. This would result in 2 sectors fully liberated from the automatons and a reduction in their borders. This effect is even more present in the north of the galaxy in the Tanis and Gellert sectors. These are home to our important mining operations seized from the enemy long ago. These mines' strategic value is classified as Alpha 1. The automatons hold the 3 planets Ballistica, Yid Prior, and Klasa. These planets provide cut-off staging grounds, allowing bots to attack our backlines while they rally armies from their inner worlds to attack us through the Menkent line. This must not be allowed any further. A failed defense from Colossa or Ballistica can result in the automatons having access to valuable resources that can fuel further malcontent projects of war they have planned. However, the colonel of the 2nd Liberation Battalion has pointed to the planet of Yid Prior being of strategic importance. If a surgical strike was successful and the liberation of the planet was achieved, Super Earth would have the necessary momentum to place the planet of Ballistica and Colossa under a siege, freeing Helldivers for wider operations, and after some time resulting in 2 whole sectors to be completely liberated, and firmly securing our high priority assets in the area. When the time comes, Yid Prior's fall will be necessary if we wish to deal a massive blow to the automatons and reduce their sphere of influence. Addendum 28-13-2185. Terminids. The Terminid front has seen the most progress for Super Earth, with the reduction of the gloom, the eradication of the hive world Oshaune, as well as the discovery of a new fuel source, E711, the scientists have begun to study. However, with the recent outbreaks on the world of Terek and the world of Inari, these planets increase the sphere of influence that the Terminids have available to them to strike at our inner planets. Liberating these low-infested planets will fully eradicate the infestation in the Corpus and Gellert sectors. The horde of fascist bugs are deeply entrenched into their nests. Pushing them back will be a grueling and slow experience for our men. While Helldivers have been seen to fight the infestation on Crimsica, successfully liberating even one of its megacities, we are just spread too thin to mount another invasion until after Terek and Inari hives have been eradicated. This concludes today's debrief. You have your orders, Helldiver. We are the final bulwark of managed democracy. Liberty guide your step.